Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to tell you a very basic tool, that is the Cibil report, which I actually consider it is a magical tool. Why I'm saying it? I tell you why. As a credit manager, when you consider any kind of loan proposal, first you need to generate the Cibil report, right? So this is the basic criteria. No matter you are going to sanction or rejection of the loan, Cibil तो आपको निकालनी पड़ेगी. अब बॉस ऐसा तो नहीं है कि being a banker we have a superpower to measure the intention of the borrower, or even we don't have any right to make a comment on the intention of the borrower just because of your gut feeling. Like मुझे लग रहा है कि you are not fitted for this loan, so I'm just going to reject that loan. It is not like that, na? You need some document to make an opinion on that. So in this process, this magical tools could be a jackpot because it provides comprehensive overview of borrower past history, financial discipline, market reputation, and so on. You know, it is very easy to take a decision on the basis of Cibil score. Like if your score is more than 700 or somewhere around 700 to 800, that this score would be considered a strong score. So there is most of the cases there is might be possibility you get a loan from any financial institute. But my question is, as a banker, can we assess the borrower reputation or intention only on the basis of Cibil score? My answer would be no, because there are many more things that you need to analysis from its report. अब question ये है, what kind of question or what kind of point we have to focus and what we may ignore. So in this video, I emphasize the significance of the Cibil report in the entire credit evolution process. So let's try to understand Cibil report step by step. I have this report in my hand. If you look at this report, you find various parameters through which you can take a decisive credit decision. So this is the report. On the top of this report, you find a very basic information like father's name, PAN number, date of birth, Aadhaar, email ID. So first you need to verify these information from the original PAN detail, because sometimes what's happened, father's name does not match with the original PAN, and there might be possibility that other information are also mismatched. So you have to be cautious about it. One more thing I just tell you, you also get the email ID from its report, through which you can get a wider information from the social media as well. So I think this is a very basic detail. So when you go down, you find customer address. Sometimes you find multiple address reflected in the report. You know why multiple address are reflecting in its report? I tell you why. For example, 4 to 5 years ago, you were residing somewhere else, and at that time, you just applied the loan in other institute like ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, and so on. So at the time, when these banks are generating the Cibil report, they simply using the then address. So that's why your multiple address are reflecting the report. So over the period of time, if you keep changing your address, your multiple addresses are reflecting in the Cibil report. Now you must be thinking why I'm giving so much stress on multiple address rather than current address, for which actually party and providing some KYC document like PAN, Aadhaar, GST, Gumasta, and some business other proof as well. So as per mankind, it is okay, nothing wrong with that you are going to verify the current address. But why I'm saying we have to verify the multiple address, or we have to inquire from the borrower about the multiple address? There is a case actually. I just give you very basic example. For example, you want to marry your daughter, and the boy to whom you want to marry your daughter presently residing in current address, right? But over the last 10 years, he was residing somewhere else. Over the 10 years, he was residing somewhere else. So my question, my simple question is, from where you get more references? Obviously, then address where he was residing, he has been residing for the last 5 to 10 years. So same kind of thing is happened in the bank, because if you really wanted to the reputation of your borrower, so you have to get a reference from the address where he or she residing over the last 5 to 10 years. So this is the actually important of multiple address. Now moving on the summary. Actually, this is the index of the summary. On the basis of this summary, you just get an overall idea what is the status of your borrower. Here you find number of account, outstanding amount, past due balance, past due amount, and total sanction amount. But being a prudent banker, can you take a decision only on the basis of something? Definitely not now. Because I tell you why. Sometime what's happened, if you look at the summary of this report, here you find there's no past due amount is reflected in the summary of account. But if you look at account-wise detail, there might be possibility that some past due balance are reflected in the report. I show you in this report. Here you see there's no past due balance reflecting in this summary of this report. But here, if you see in this account, there is a past due balance is reflected. So you need to analyze account-wise detail rather than summary of this report. Okay. Now talking about the score, this is one of the most interesting part of the Cibil report, because most of the time Cibil score will decide whether you are eligible to get loan or not. So this is very interesting concept, or this is very important parameter. So you have to analyze in that way. If your score is more than 700 or somewhere around 700 to 800, so that score would be considered as a strong score, and there might be a possibility that most probably you will get loan from any financial institute on the basis of this Cibil score. So it carry actually a low risk. And if your score is more than 700 and up to the some around 700 or less than 700, that means your score is carrying a medium risk or carrying some kind of risk. So there might be possibility that you face some challenges to get a loan from any financial institute. And if we're talking about the score which is less than 300, that is carries a very high risk, and hardly or barely you get a chance to get a loan from any financial institute. And of course, this the score is depend on bank to bank. And one more score is also reflected in the Cibil report, that is a -1. That means the party who is actually applying the loan, they did not get any loan from their entire life, or there might be possibility that they don't get loan any for the last 4 to 5 years. So in this case, when there's no credit history is available for the last more than 5 to 6 years, that the score will be reflected is -1. So this is all about the score of the Cibil report. Now we discuss account-wide detail. So as a credit manager, when you analyze the report, you find various type of account which creates some kind of chaos and confusion. So don't worry, in this video, I try to cover all type of account. So the main point is what kind of information we need to analyze of that particular account. Basically, each and every information of any particular account, like balance outstanding, sanction amount, ownership, repayment, write-off account, asset classification, and so on. Because each and every information of that particular account is very, very crucial. So we discuss one by one. Here you find account number and institution detail are not disclosed. That means this account does not belong to the same institute from where you are going to generate the Cibil report. Because as per the Cibil policy, you need consent from the borrower to get the detail of account number and institution detail of the respective bank. However, if you look here, the account number and institution detail are disclosed. That means that this account is belong to the same institute from where you are going to generate the Cibil report. So that is the logic behind this. Now we're talking about the outstanding balance. Now you must be thinking, when outstanding balance is clearly showing in the report, why am I especially discuss the outstanding balance? Actually, there is a logic. I tell you how. So when you compare the outstanding balance to sanction amount, you just get an idea that account is running regular or not. I tell you how. Here in this account, you see the balance outstanding is this one, and sanction amount is this. And if you look here, the opening date of account is this account is open in 2019. If you look at the difference of outstanding and sanction balance, that is very little difference. So my question is, since the account is open in the year of 2019, and we are talking about 2024, and over the 4 to 5 years, the account balance standing at par the sanction amount. How it is possible? Oh, okay. In some cases, there is some monitoring period there. Maybe some, this is case to case basis, but it has to be verified from your end, because there might be possibility that account may be restructured due to some irregularity. So you have to verify this from the sanction letter. So that parameter is ownership. Ownership would be in the form of individual, jointly, or guarantor. There's no issue if the ownership is reflecting as individual or jointly. Bank consider them accordingly. But the main concern is if the ownership reflecting as guarantor, because most of the time guarantor detail is overlooked, presuming that he or she is just a guarantor. Of course, there is no issue if the guarantor is offering collateral security on behalf of borrower. This guarantor is considered a third party guarantee, or for the purpose of securing the loan or offering the some kind of collateral security. But the main concern is when the individual reflecting as guarantor, might be possibility he or she is somewhere is partner, proprietor, director of any company. If someone or any individual who is partner, guarantor or director of any company, so in that case, you have to analyze the civil report or company detail or firm detail of respective firm, so that you can analyze, because that individual who actually partner of any company, the detail of that individual reflected as guarantor in the civil report. So you just try to understand the importance of ownership, when the ownership reflected as guarantor. So sometimes we just think he or she is just a guarantor. So we just overlook it. So try to analyze, try to inquire the detail of guarantor from the borrower, so that you can access the accurate information from the party, right? So now other parameter is write-up or settled or suit file account. It is equally paramount to look upon. Here I show you this account is write-up or settled. So you need to analyze cautiously, and you need to inquire from the party why this account is reflecting as settled. So you take a decision accordingly. Okay, it's done. Now further we talk about one of the most important parameter that you need to scrutinize diligently. Yes, I'm talking about the history of account. So if you look the history of this account, here you find month-wise history with DPD. Here DPD means day past dues. Basically, it simply shows the day of irregularity in that particular account. So as per the bank norm, if DPD is up to 30 days, it would be considered as standard or regular account. Again, it may be differ from bank to bank. Here you find SMA 1, SMA 2. That means if the account is under SMA 1, means DPD is more than 30 days to 60 days. And SMA 2 means it more than 60 days to 90 days. DPD may be more than that. So I show you in this account, the DPD is 500 to 600 days. That means account is irregular and it would be treated as NPA. So all I want to say, if any account fall under the category of SMA 1, SMA 2 or DPD more than that, it means the repaying capacity of the borrower is not satisfactory at all. So you have to take a decision accordingly. So SMA 2 is done. And finally, one of the most important parameter which we generally overlooked at the time of assessment. Yes, I'm talking about the inquiry detail. You find this at the end of this report. This is very, very crucial information through which you can access the market reputation of the borrower. If you look here, there are 10 number of inquiry over the last 6 months. That means borrower has applied the loan in 10 number of financial institution. There might be possibility that none of other financial institution has sanctioned even a single loan, whatever reason it is. And there is another possibility that some of financial institution has sanctioned a loan, maybe one, two, or more than that. So in both cases, you have to analyze the civil report and try to contact the financial institution, other financial institution, after getting the detail from the borrower. So this is the importance of the inquiry. So this is all about the Cibil report. I try to cover all the parameters regarding the Cibil report. However, if you have any question or need some clarification, you can ask the question by mentioning the comment below. I hope the content in this video will be quite beneficial to you. Namaste.